down to the draft. What sort of reason is there for picking Morph as early as they did? Like what sort of move are you trying to make? Do you think they were just that worried of it being banned out because they have a potentially particularly strong Morph player?
What was the first two again that I'd seen? I thought we had,
For who? For Hellbears?
For Hellbear, yeah. It was
they were Cottle and it was the Cottle Ember. Cottle Ember was the other.
It was Cottle Ember,
yeah.
okay.
Cottle Ember was the other. So
well,
I guess
mean, you're Morphling versus Ember. I think that says probably all of it, right? Yeah, I think people just really love having this matchup, and I think the hero is just so enabled just because you literally are two heroes in the mid game, and you counter the Ember Spirit in a way. You literally can just chain him, and then he's screwed in a lot of these team fights. I think it's really strong almost every single time.
Oh, let's see what sort of lane setups they get as well. So it's going to be starting with Runic and 2 fixes this Undying Morphling top against the Cottle Ember. I'm seeing the mid lane, of course, Cancel standing in, playing in the matchup against Stormer's Lina, and then down bottom, Killermancer and Uka on the Shaman Mars against this AA Wraith King safe lane. So, I mean, any sort of concerns here in this laning phase for anyone?
I didn't want to say the Morphling, but after I saw the other day with the Coddle, I actually think the Morphling might suffer a little bit at least the first like 3 levels or so, maybe even up to level 4. I've seen these Coddles be applying an insane amount of pressure, even though it's so small. Like these little damage changes and things matter, right? Like 25 damage on Illuminate, the hero is just a little bit stronger. It all edges in. So I think that they can apply a decent amount of pressure onto this Morph with the both of them, because Rasmus, he's just going to be spamming, and you see he's got an Orb of Venom build, so it's not about really him. Sure, he'll get his farm with this quelling, but he's just about pressure. He's just about slowing down the Morphling.
Yeah, and sort of build-wise, would you imagine, as the panel mentioned, Rasmus will be the one to get this urn into Vessel kind of early on, or do you still need to go for sort of other items as the Ember to make sure that you're not left vulnerable this game?
I don't see why he wouldn't.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of these like Coddles and stuff like that actually getting the urns because they get it so early and they don't really want to. I've seen so many teams just not want to have the Vessel. I've seen them not upgrade it, but also not want to put it on their core heroes. But
sure, yeah.
I think he can. I think it definitely has its merits on the Ember. And I'm not really too sure what else would be like so valuable with him, with his team, right? Because he needs to act as an offlaner, so just get those offlane items. Then it tanks him up. I'd like him to be a little tankier because he is playing versus Shadow Shaman and Mars, these two heroes. If he gets pinned, if he gets stunned, it's very likely that he can just die. So just tanking up would be nice. So that works.
Oh, I see bottom there. Ice and Tofu were looking for the opportunity to get aggressive onto Killermancer, but Killermancer far enough away. CS at the moment across the lanes. It's early beginnings, but definitely looking to be a little bit stronger here on Hellbears, especially this bottom lane. Uka, just the 1 CS out of the first few waves.
Yeah.
Really struggling to get a look in. Even with having the point in the God's Rebuke, by the looks of it, just hasn't found the opportunity to get the CS reliably with it.
I feel like all 3 lanes that Hellbear Smashers have can pose kill threat pretty easily, right? Like Wraith King AA can easily set up kills. The Coddle Ember is a little little tougher because that can happen.
Well, there we go.
Overplay their hand.
Yeah,
but they can threaten.
Yeah, they have to certainly be careful giving away this sort of action, though. That's just that. That sort of setup with the decay, getting them a little lower. That is going to leave them open to the opportunity of Runic just bursting through them with the waveform.
Got to be a little cautious whenever you are playing versus that Undying. I think he had 2 or 3. I think he actually even had the 3rd decay stack on him. So just, you're an agility hero. Even with strength heroes, you can't get the 3rd stack is usually the big kill that they can go for. He's got the Orb of Corrosion though, so at least you can pick that one up when he does go back to base. So a little bit tankier, and he's into the trade, but yeah, Undying doesn't mind going for these trades. He might die.
I was going to say, 2 is going to lose this trade. That was, I guess he sort of just accepted his fate there.
I think he was just resetting his mana pool, right? Because like, it looked like he accepted it, because the decay stacks were wearing off and he kept committing, so it's a little weird, but... Dude, I love Shadow Shaman last night. I'm sorry, I just need to... Every time I'm watching this hero just play, oh... I played it last night too. This hero feels so damn good in every game.
Well, what is it that makes it feel so strong? I mean, what, just sort of all stages of the game, the laning, like where you're having the most fun when you're playing Shaman?
I feel like it's actually just at all stages now.
Yeah.
He's always been a really popular hero just because you have an instant disable, you have tower threat, but you also just have this I feel like there's so many items now, that these neutral items that benefit him so much, these cast range and all that. You're gonna get to a point where these shamans they shackle you from this crazy long range. They might have a shard, so it does crazy damage too. He feels really good at all stages. Feels like he does everything. As Goofy.
See mid.
We'll reset.
Stormer versus Cancel. 20 for 9 against the 14 for 2. Still continuing to be a good strong lane here for the Lina. I guess this is expected, right? No, Lina against any sort of melee hero. Even if you're a Void Spirit with a nuke, you're still going to struggle stepping in. Whilst these Light Striker Rays are just continuously laid down upon you. And of course, Stormer with the 3 points, the Dragon Slave. It's a lot of damage that Cancel struggles to deal with. Is going to find himself a lovely rune though. Gets himself
very
a regen.
nice.
So that's definitely going to help Cancel big time stick around in this lane.
And he even gives a bottle charge to his lovely Shadow Shaman to continue being able to pressure. I love that. And I see that Rasmus did go for a more early game start here, as we saw the Morphling started to catch up. He actually buys a raindrop, he buys a stick, so he can actually pose more pressure into the lane.
Yeah,
I mean, they're staying very low up here.
I mean, they are. They've got to be careful of Rasmus coming in with another slight chains.
He should be able to get this.
Looks like he will. Illuminate. It's going to have the extra bit of burst. And our 2fix just not being quite careful enough up here. It's a couple of times now where these two have had no struggles taking him out.
I love Coddle. That too. You know, Shadow Shaman, Coddle's another one of those. It's a little different though, because you're not this, you know, controlling, pushing beast. It's like Crystal Maiden on crack, right? You're giving your teammates mana and you're moving them all over the place. It's like the best, feels like one of the best 5 or 4s if you can make it work too. I'm really liking how Dota actually is right now, with how much openness I feel like you have to be able to play all these different heroes that we saw kind of just disappear for a long time.
See down bottom, Ace still very tough for really Uka and Killamount to make a move on, and still just fighting so much out of this lane. His farm not getting slowed down whatsoever. 30 for 10.
I'm actually a fan of his casual chainmail. He's building to the phase boots anyway, but on the Wraith King, you know, as we always mention, your biggest weakness is that low armor early, and these two heroes they pack a punch he's against, so that's cool.
No, for sure, yeah, especially as you say, against one of the highest right-click supports in the game, and a hero throwing out physical nukes with the rebuke. Yeah, that sort of getting that component first out of the phase boots is. It's going to make, already in a lane where you are ahead, it pretty much eliminates any chance of burjui ever really being able to make a play on him, unless they get some rotation in from Cancel. I mean, Cancel, how's he doing on the XP? He's closing in on the 6, but about a half a level behind that of Stormer. Of course, Stormer just having the stronger lane here and coming out on top in terms of denies.
When things start to kick off, like we see these 3 top net worths really leading for Hellbear Smashers, and they have great ways to actually kill Cancel, right? Like he starts moving around, there is this Ember Spirit, which is always just going to be kind of just a counter in every single situation. And we see immediately, pointing out the Urn, of course, going to be the build that Spirit Vessel is going to be rushed up. So he's going to be constantly looking to fight, as I hope to see Rasmus do. Just have this Coddle port him around and just literally be at every single engagement as this Ember. And we do see these stacks, of course, these Coddles, been setting them up a little bit.
Yeah, Runic and 2fix again just sort of struggling to get anywhere close now to the Ember. As now the levels are there, the uptime of the combo is very, very high.
And I mean, Undying is very, very squishy too with his armor, so every time he gets slighted, it hurts a lot. Stormer actually connects the stun as the shackles were casting. That's a level 2 shackle too. That could have been a kill with the rotation from the Void Spirit.
I mean, for Cancel, he's got the 6. I mean, what lane are you looking to go towards? Like, where can you get something done, do you think? Are you looking at this top lane?
He can do it on either. If it all depends on how he TPs and sees the positioning of the lane. Because we've seen these Void Spirits always set up for kills.
2fix.
So,
he's in trouble here. Slight change would do it. Just the slight alone. Let's see if he's able to get anything with the counter play. He's got the Remnant down onto Rasmus. And there we have it. Does manage to make that response and get something in return.
Immediately, mid gonna get shoved in by the Lina up to the tower.
Bottom lane. do find the AA, but Tofu is going to be able to get his spells out onto Killermancer. Killermancer did want to try and TP, but the cold feet was down. Tofu's actually going to be able to get away. Uka didn't have enough damage to finish him off. Killermancer's still on the run, but Ace and the Skeletons, they're chasing, and the crit through the trees there, as there's no escape for the Shaman.
They can even maybe go on Uka down here. When Ace gets closer, they can set up for a stun and a cold feet potentially, but he'll back away. Put the pressure on mid. Rasmus comes over. He gets a slight chain.
Look how much damage he's done. As soon as Cancel's gone, Stormstormer just fully on with the pressure. And 7.5 minutes in, and the tier 1 tower has nearly been taken down completely.
Rasmus comes in and pokes it once or twice too for an Orb of Corrosion. And that's always the fear about these rotations from the Void Spirit when you're playing versus something like Lina. Lina can choose TP, counter gank, or just sit there and pressure the lane. And Rasmus is still looking to actually set up on Cancel.
Cancel. The 8-minute room, but it's going to end up being up top, so won't be fortunate with that. Stormstormer's going to have that secured for himself. And Cancel is going to have to be a little careful. Stormstormer a little low on the mana, and Cancel does have the backup of both of his supports here, just in case Hellbear Smasher's going for a harder push to finish off this tower. Stormstormer is trying. In fact, chains on a Killermancer. Killermancer, he gets the shackles off. One slide, though, off the back of this would do it, as there's a Soul Rip heal, but there we have it. Rasmus takes down another. At the same time, Ace and Tofu, they pressured in behind the tier 1 tower bottom and kill off Uka. So now it's 6-2. 3k lead here for Hellbear Smashers. These 3 cores really starting to get the ball rolling.
What level do we have on our AA as well? Since Tofu has pretty much just sat in the lane, he's going to have an early level 6 coming out too. Look at both of the supports, level 5.5 on the 2 of them there for Hellbear Smashers. This is looking like a very ideal setup for themselves, as this AA pick is pretty brutal this game versus the Mars, versus the Morphling, of course, in particular. But yeah, this is looking really good for them right now as they're setting up. And oh, interesting from Gilger, the 2 fluffy hats on the Coddle. Love it.
All right.
I'm seeing a lot of 5 positions grab it. I saw No Tail grabbing it almost every game as well.
No Tail did, yeah. It definitely seemed to be quite a bit of value.
Yep. I'm still curious about why though. It's expensive. It's
well,
it's 250 for 125 HP or so as Gilger.
He's on the run. I mean, I've got to say it.
Still alive. Oh,
the fluffy hats nearly saved
almost,
him.
Yeah.
it nearly was enough HP.
I can't believe it's I can't believe there's an item called Fluffy Hat in my Dota game. God, I still can't get over some of these names.
I mean, they're going to be onto it with the merch, right? Once the events start coming around again, I want to buy a real life Fluffy Hat.
That is very true. I mean, I want an Orb of Corrosion.
What are you going to do with Orb of Corrosion?
I guess you'll find out. Midas Morphling. Runic, he...
All right.
Okay.
I mean, I'm down. He's been watching Mid-1 play. He said he can do it on Jug, he can do it on Drow. I'm going to do it on Morph. Midas spots.
Oh, if he Midas
Let's go. Dude, he's going to go Midas spots.
I mean, they'll lose pretty quickly if he does, but, you know, he'll get the Midas.
No, he knows. He's channeling his inner Mid-1. This is the way, Runic. Midas spots.
I can't say anything against it anymore now. They made it work. I don't know.
What do you think in that series was more surprising to you that it worked? The Midas spots on the Jug or on the Drow?
On the Drow, for sure. On the Jug, it seems fine. Like you benefit so much from that crazy move speed with your blade flare. Top, big fight.
They're going to try and come in to hold the defense. 4 TPs from burjui. They get the arena down onto Ace. Ace does have Reincarnate, so he's ready to go for a second round. This is a massive Ice Blast down onto the 3 of them. They're going to get nuked down on Uka. Laguna out to a 2-fix. They're just diving in. The Smashers. Cancel's trying to run. Killermancer's hiding in the trees. The Remnant's cleaning it out as Killermancer's been found. Ray Fire Blast from Ace finishes off the job. Cancel, he's trying to hide. He's got no steps for 20 seconds. Dissimulate up in 1. He'll be able to jump over to the side, but they can see him. They've found him. He's trying to run, but Stormstormer connects the Light Strike Array. As burjui, they try to defend that top tier 1 tower, but the defense couldn't have gone any worse.
Uh-oh. And I think that's probably going to be what we see for a very long time in this game, as the Morphling, he's not going to want to turn up to any of these fights versus AA versus what's likely to be a very early Spirit Vessel too. And uh-oh, I think this is going to turn for the worst real quick here. 6k gold advantage. They're already taking over enemy jungle. Radiance queued up. Boots of Travel on the Lina. And this, I love, the Boots of Travel on Lina, because now you can just easily follow the Morphling. And that's the counter. That's the way to apply that pressure.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard for Runic to find lanes to really show him farming.
Yeah, because they can. The thing is, they can recall as well, right? So if Lina goes top or something, if Morphling tries to dodge her, they can recall, reposition. I can't see it getting much easier for Runic, because Hellbear Smasher
Rasmus
really taking over here.
And they can set this up very nicely each and every time. The Ice Blast. I mean, you're looking at the lineup, and you've got at least 3 heroes with sort of solid stuns, roots, to allow Tofu to hit the ult every single time.
Just constant threat, no matter where they're kind of standing. They even have to stand. Look how close they have to protect cancel even at the tier 2 mid because of Rasmus's light chains. As he's gonna get recalled down bottom, save his TP. I think he also has a remnant down in the mid lane in case something does happen. I believe that's, yeah. So he is prepared in case there is something that kicks off. And yeah, this is so much pressure on the map, really, as it's a Wraith King who's now nearly got the relic done too. He actually does have the relic done. Okay.
Yeah, this Radiance is coming out at quite the ridiculous time here for Ace.
Yep.
Definitely on the faster sides of what we've been used to seeing from the Wraith King. And burjui, well, it wasn't the treads, of course, for Runic. Oh, no, so it wasn't the bots. They did just get the treads. So not quite going full mid one, which, yeah, maybe that's a mistake. You know, I feel like in this sort of game, you're down, you go the full greed build. As this is definitely a very hard one for burjui to swing around.
Can they catch Rasmus here? They've got the Hex, they commit the wards even to make sure they get this kill. They better get it. Yeah, they do.
Same time in the river. Smashers find a support. They've also got the push starting to come in on this top lane. See Uka hanging around. It does have Arena.
I think the only way that they can, I think they have to look for just these constant pickups right now on the side of burjui, and they just need to play around their area control, I want to call it. First, we'll watch Stormstormer set up, cancel.
Oh, perfect timing.
Connect.
Ooh. Perfect timing with the Yules combo.
Almost catching the Rasta too. So yeah, I think the only way that they really want to look to fight right now is let this Morphling try to get this farm up, and then use the Shadow Shaman, the Undying, and the Mars. Get that trio of ultis down where it's just the summons, it's the wards, it's the actual Mars ult down, and that's the way you probably can look to fight. But besides that, I actually don't want to see them fight. They're way too behind. They have to just set up on the towers and try to catch people a little out of position with the Mars in particular. But this is speeding up too fast. Coddle's now ahead of the Void Spirit, ahead of that mid solo of the opposing squad now too, with his fluffy hats.
Oh, he's tanky.
He's tanky.
He's not an easy one to kill. As burjui, what's the play here? Runic heading over to look to farm this bottom lane, but he's rather alone. They'll show Ace top, full Radiance out on the Wraith King. I mean, they're looking to maybe make a move onto him. I mean, Killermancer and Uka back to Bayatu fix. They've got the 3 of them looking towards Ace. But they've got to be able to do it twice. And yeah, they're already sort of
out of Radiance.
Umming and ahhing about this. It's not an easy move to make to try and take down Ace.
You might all die even too. Like if the Wraith King doesn't kill out the skeletons will probably kill the Shadow Shaman with the Radiance in part. Yeah, they're actually making the move themselves. Hellbear Smashers bringing the AA up top. Ace.
I mean, he's going in
far
aggressive
up now.
He is pretty deep. We'll see if the rest of the team's going to have time to get it to back him up. As burjui bringing in the numbers. Stormstormer's able to bot him from the side. Ace, he's actually still alive. They're not even able to fully commit on him to take him down the once. I mean, there was 5 heroes there, but I guess they sort of panicked. They were scared. They didn't even want to hang around any longer than they wanted to. They didn't even try and finish him the first time.
I mean, I kind of think that they all would have died if they did fully commit.
I guess, yeah. Yeah.
It was I think as soon as they see like the AA blast like flying over, they're like, oh shit, like this is not a good idea. Radiant's burn is ticking us slow. If like a slight chain catches one or two, those two heroes are dead. I think it was probably the right move for them. They're pretty limited right now on their moves that they can make. They got to be a little quicker too if they want to do that. If they can done it 5 seconds faster, then maybe, but
because they pretty much had the whole team there. You know, if they're not able to make that move and do anything whilst the whole squad's around, it's not really going to get any easier for the bottom lane. Stormer steps up and excellently done there, coming out from the smoke and catching him just on the range of it. So Runic was not prepared for that to come straight out of the fog.
Now they're getting collapsed on too. Shadow Shaman near dead.
The arena is down from Uka. Is there going to be any follow-up though? Stormstormer returns with the Yule's Light Strike onto Uka. Uka and Cancel trying to finish off Stormstormer, but Stormstormer's off to the side and he's fine. He's out of there.
Oh boy.
More deaths on burjui as a 2-fix. He's the last one left alive. They'll have no trouble cleaning him up as well as it's triple kill for Ace. 18 minutes in, 18-4, 13k lead. This one's looking to be a little bit of a stump.
This one is pretty over indeed. Poor Uker, he gets his ult down, gets Yules, can't even throw his spear out because he runs out of mana afterwards. Just, yeah, disaster everywhere for the side of burjui. As Hellbear Smashers, I mean, I love this, the way they set up their lanes. Like, it's very obvious, it's very standard way that you would set up your lanes with their heroes, but it's exactly what they needed to do this game. You know, that first pick Morphling, definitely super countered, and I don't think we'll be seeing that one again, but great preparation and great lane setup from Hellbear Smashers.
Easy Roche here for the Smashers.
Yeah, I think this has just been just such a crisp game for them. Like, I don't know what mistakes they've really made. It's just been clean execution, and burjui they haven't really been able to do much of anything, I feel like. They fell behind after the laning phase, and it's been stopped at that point. And bottom now.
On bottom, Stormstormer, he's getting gone on, but he's still able to keep his cool set up onto Runic. Mass TP's coming in as Runic tries for the tower, but Stormstormer's even able to get the deny. Runic,
that's just bullying.
He's trying for the TP out. If they've got anything to stop it, they don't. So they will manage to get most of them out of it. Atu Fix will still be found, though, by the chase from Ace. In with the Ray Fire Blast.
This is bullying.
It's definitely getting rough.
That tower deny. One of those, that's just like, you're getting nothing. Sorry.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing for you. As the recall's coming in, Gilger setting up a gank behind the enemy lines.
Not Runic. He's going to turn into the Ember, use the chains against them. The arena is down. Along with the wards, they're going to have a lot of damage onto Stormstormer, but you're right, he's ready for a second round, and Runic, he's dead. Rasmus finishes him off. Here comes Stormstormer back with his second life. Laguna out to Uka. As Killermancer, he'll make it out of here. Cancel. He's going to be chased, though. Ace and Rasmus, they're going to have some further catch in a second. Ace is in. Cancel taken out again. 22 for 4. It is a rough one. It is a rough one. It is one of those games where maybe burjui can attribute some of it to the bit of a peculiar way of drafting with this early morph reveal. As you know, Hellbear Smashers have definitely shown, you know, you can't pick this hero early against us. We will make sure that it has a very difficult game.
And I mean, maybe they did overlook just how good the Coddle is in particular too, versus just how much pressure he can actually apply in the laning phase.
Yes.
And he enables the hero that he's with to apply the pressure too. I think this is something they probably overlooked a bit here. As it's a complete disaster. I'm surprised they haven't GG'd out. Honestly, there's no chance for them here.
Yeah, I mean, Coddle, I don't quite know the exact win rates, but it does seem like this hero just wins every game, especially when it's these teams that are picking it first because they have a keep with the light play. You know, someone who knows exactly how to just really push the limits of this hero and what it can offer for your team.
Looks like they're going to set up for maybe one more fight here, but no, they actually don't even have the mana. Ace is just getting
goodbye,
like one-shot points. Now Uker, they're trying to keep the Tombstone alive, but now they're going to lose heroes. It's like
Cancel.
Hits onto Cancel.
Oh, it's getting messy. It's getting messy, ladies and gentlemen. It is...
Rasmus is gonna. Is he want him? He's gonna go for the spike chain.
Yeah, he's gonna keep going. He's gonna keep going.
He gets him.
He's just gonna watch from the side. He's even gonna let Ace have it. Ace is in, gets the kill. They're playing on, but
They're playing on.
I can't imagine for how much longer. This one's gonna, if it hasn't already, be quite painful here for burjui.
So JJ gave me this stat. Coddle is 56-46 with a 54.9 win rate in 7.28 at the moment. So pretty good.
Oh, that's just across. Is that, what was that, pro games or are you talking pubs?
That doesn't sound like pubs.
Oh, that was the number of games. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
That's lower
sorry,
than I thought.
I'll read it again. 56 to 56 and
wins. Okay, and that's the
46
win-loss.
losses.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's surprising. I guess that's across
less
all the
than I
regions.
thought it would be.
Maybe the win rate varies a lot regarding on the region. Maybe some regions, you know.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I would have thought it would be higher. That's surprising.
I don't know how popular. I haven't gotten a chance to look at every other region as much as I'd like to. So
Yeah.
I don't know how some regions just start copying, right? So that usually starts tanking heroes if it's super popular in one region and then everyone's playing it. But okay, that's interesting. Okay, we're seeing the smoke up. So they've got the
This,
big
I mean,
squad.
this is
They've got everything available.
This is the GG smoke. Well,
Yep.
we've seen this many times in games that are stomped. You go for one final move, one final hurrah.
Uh-oh.
Oh no,
That's not how you start it.
That's not how they wanted to start it at all. Azuka's dead. Atu fix. He's going to be taken out as well. Killermancer. Oh, he's trying to get out. Bless him. He's not going to be able to do so. And Ace, he's in. He's looking for check cancel. He's looking for Runic.
Oh my God, Runic doesn't even have his Manta yet. Oh my, it's 23 minutes. Can't even dispel the damn vessel. Look at this poor guy.
Yeah, he's just having to run each and every time. There's a blast coming over. Cancel will dodge it, but he won't dodge everything else. Out of the Yules he comes and straight into his death. 30-4, 28k at 23 minutes in. We have seen quite a few stomps here in the league, especially in sort of the lower division where you do have this big break between sort of the skill in some of these teams. This is probably the biggest, I think. In terms of just straight numbers, this is pretty hefty.
It is, absolutely. But also, like, burjui, they don't have their mid player, right? So
they don't.
We've seen stuff like that have massive effects on these teams.
No, for sure, yeah. The GG is called, and as you say, yeah, worth remembering that they did have to use the stand. Of course, cancel, you know, nothing.